Good evening, good evening, good evening. What's up, lady? How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So, for those of you that don't know, my name is Vita Jeffrey. I have the distinct pleasure of serving as being the founder of the Heartland St. Louis Black Chamber of Commerce. And we always want to be able to come before you, share what's going on, and talk about up and coming businesses, what's going on in the business community, talk about resources, ways to help, and just kind of bring us all in together to wrap our arms around one another, especially as we're going through this unheard of time that we're dealing with now. We had to come on tonight because we had something exciting to discuss. This young lady, I'm excited to introduce Miss Kaniya Slusher. Is not, I don't even want to call her a budding business owner. She is a business owner that is building a new business, and we're going to be coming together this weekend to talk about it. But we wanted to come here first to be able to have kind of that one-on-one time, do this interview, and just have her talk about what's going on. So, lady, how are you? How was your day?
My day was very well. I did my clients and I have just been running around crazy doing emails and following up with people regarding the grand opening. But I'm excited to be having this interview today to let people know a little bit more about Major Beauty House and what it has to offer.
Major Beauty House. So before we get into kind of the details, tell me, is this an official like lab coat you have on?
Yes, this
That
is this
the
is my lab
official?
coat. Yes, this is my lab coat that I use. Usually, I had my scrubs on before I had did my last client, but then I took it off and put on my jogging suit. So I just put on my lab coat over it.
Over that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Kanai,
Yes.
tell us, I got 101 questions I want to ask, but let's start with, my obvious, the simplest. I need you to kind of lay out. Tell us how old you are.
19.
I could scream. 19. And you've been in business how long?
So I've had Major Beauty House since I was 16 years old, and I've had my clothing brand Bare Mouse since I was 13. So I've been in business for since I was 13 years old. So it's crazy, to be able to say that. It seems unreal to actually tell people that when it was just me in a dream before.
Yeah, and I'm sure you still get you get people looking like, wait a minute, what? What did she say? But I'm so excited for us to be able to walk alongside and help you in this opportunity. But I dare say, Kanai, you've got a lot of fans that have definitely offered time to make certain to walk alongside you in this. So I call it, your team of people, because I know Miss Vanessa is working with you. Is that correct?
Yes, she's amazing. Her and Elizabeth and
Okay.
they're great.
So tell me what they do with you.
So basically, they've just been helping me with marketing and things like that, and more awareness for what I'm trying to do, because it really is a great plan of trying to, drive a success path for the next youth generation to come of female entrepreneurs and things like that, and just finding success early is really what I want to do. Because one of the main things of having a business young, most people that are years older than me, then I tell them what I do, they always say, I wasn't even thinking about that when I was your age, or I was doing this. I wish that I would have been doing that. So I want to make sure the next generation of, female entrepreneurs aren't saying that they're able to say, I was doing it young and things like that. So that's really
That
my
that is so phenomenal to hear you talk about at 19, the next generation coming behind you. And the cool thing is that your mind functions that way. So let's take a minute and talk about that. I know that you do some give back. If we weren't dealing with COVID-19, I know it would have a different look, but talk about the work that you're doing in the schools.
So Design Me a Donut is my workshop, and it is more of a subliminal message. It is so at the workshop with the schools, we go and they take a plain glazed donut and they take toppings like sprinkles and different things like that. And it's an informational seminar, but it's very hands on, because while they're doing the toppings, I'm explaining to them that the plain glazed donut is them now, and the toppings are the resources I'm installing in them to become the best version of themselves. While I follow up with how I got started, and that they can do anything that they set their minds to, because a lot of children at home do not hear that, believe it or not. So that really reached out to me because I was that child. So I love working in schools and working with younger girls, and just showing them, you can do anything you want to do, no matter. Because I remember when I started, a lot of people made me feel like I couldn't. So if I can be that helping hand or that big sister to show another girl that they can, if they don't have someone at home telling them that, I feel like that's very, very important within education as well.
That's I'm going back to, it's so fascinating to hear you talk about show that young girl. I love it. I love it. Where did this mindset come from? Where did you get the notion that you wanted to be able to start early and help ease the path for those coming behind you?
I would say not having it. I would say, usually in a modern family, they would have that mom and dad that are there to tell them, do this, or, let's save for college, or let's do this, and which is overly amazing. But we kind of forget those children that do not have that, and they kind of go off in a bad path, and we kind of throw them on the back burner, like, what are we going to do with these bad kids? But if we would have caught them when they didn't have it and they were longing for it, then they could have turned around and had a different outcome in life. I would just say my life was more of a miracle because I didn't take that and run with it for the negative. I ran with it with the positive, and I just created my own path for success. And now I want to make sure that other girls aren't going through the same thing as well, or women that have went through trauma or different situations in life that feel like, I'm just going to give up. There's no more hope for me, to show them no matter what age you are at, you can get up and do something about it. So, that is my main vision, and that's what keeps me motivated. That's what got me started, is not having that.
That's just a phenomenal mindset to begin with, man. I just got to call it like it is. So let's talk through, because I happen to know that you have designed me a donut.
Yes.
But I also heard you mention, and we've talked about it before, because you and I have kind of hung out on the town together a bit, and I've got some of your wonderful fashions. So let's talk about the fashion piece of what you do.
Yes. So my clothing line is my firstborn brand. That is what started the beauty house. I started it because I had my first and last job at McDonald's. I hated it, but I was using that money to fund my fashion events. So I was like, what can I do that can, drive more money in? And my friends and family, well, I would say my friends kept telling me, like, just do eyebrows. She loves doing eyebrows. I'm like, only do my own. Nobody's going to care about this. I didn't really think nobody in the world cared about eyebrows like that. But now I see they do. So it was crazy how it started that path. And it was like a miracle for me to work into the esthetician salon and learn different trades that I had no complete idea about. So that was definitely a miracle for someone to see the potential in me and to take me under their wing at such a young age. So that was a great experience for me. And I later built my own journey into moving into different suites and finally now being a salon owner myself. But that was definitely a blessing to be able to do so. So with the clothing brand, it was all just something I started by just wanting to make money. But my why changed over time. Over time, it just became a passion of mine. It was something that I couldn't sleep. I used to stay up to like 3 a.m, emailing different people, using hashtags, trying to tell them what I was trying to do, and just designing and sketching and just doing any fundraiser possible to be able to fund my fashion events. And it grew, and I gained a lot of networks, and I took it from there and started my second brand. So that was amazing for me. I still do it. It's an online store today. So I just sell it online based now.
And that's so awesome. You kind of you gave me the other story, and I appreciate getting it all. But what I understand is you do the Design Me a Donut, but I know you started making your own clothes at like 13 and selling those. And I've seen some of your designs, which I think are just awesome. What you do, take the simplest thing and just kind of make it all that. Kind of like I bought this from somebody else, but a sister took a jacket and put some things on it, and I love it. I can't show you the back. But her artist work is wonderful. And so I love that type of talent. And now taking that to move into this next phase of business, where not only are you going into business yourself, but you're also teaching some others in this eyebrow line. Is that correct?
Yes, it is amazing. So my girls just got out of training, and it's so crazy that they all have their own life situations going on as well. They remind me so much of when I got started with doing brows. Like, it's crazy because I'm like, wow, they're so hungry, they're so driven. They want to just grow their clientele. They want to do it all day, and I'm at the point now I'm just overwhelmed with doing it. So I'm like, you can have my clients, but I now get this time to work with them and watch their life change as well. And that is just beautiful to me, to be able to help be a stepping stone, to have a beautiful platform to give these girls another chance, because I have a lot of girls that are older than me that are going to be working in the store. And, they felt like at first they couldn't do it because they had kids or something like that. And I just want to show them, this is something new for you. If you go hard with this and you grow your clientele, you will be making 6 figures as well. You will be able to change your own life. So it's beautiful to be able to see how driven and how hungry they are for this opportunity.
Drive and hunger, absolutely a combination of what it takes to make it in business. Let's talk about, so before we give them the information, well, I don't want people to necessarily come to the ribbon cutting unless that's your goal, but I know we've got to stay social distance. But before we talk about the ribbon cutting, I want to do one last thing that we want to make certain we pay attention to as a chamber in terms of helping our members and helping businesses. We talked about, and we've done on occasion, instead of baby, like how people do baby showers, doing business showers where folks can help you stand up. If you had a wish of some things that would help your transition into opening Major Beauty House, what are some of the things that you're still in need of?
As far as opening, I would say, because I really did a lot, so that would be hard. That would be hard for me. I mean, it would be whatever the girls want, because as far as me, I have everything just being able to see my vision come to life. I bought a lot of supplies. I bought a lot of things. I would say the only thing is just right now that I'm handling is ad, like Groupon and things like that, to try to push to make sure that they're having clients daily, to let people know that this service is here. That is the only thing that I really would say that I'm working hard every day to make sure that I have enough ad for my business. But as far as supply or anything like that, I surely stocked up on that. So, I really, that would be the only need that I would say right now that I've been like wrecking my brain trying to do. So I can
for marketing, so that people know that you're here. So that they can drive business your way and take advantage of what you do. So you guys do eyebrows? Do you do anything else?
Just eyebrows and lash extensions.
Eyebrows and lash extensions. And what do you do for the brows?
So it's like a brow tint. So you get a brow shape with the wax, and then you tint them so it appears more darker, and it gives you the shape that you want. A more defined look. It's like an enhancement.
What if we're running out of brow?
Yeah, that's what it's for. I mean, it's painless. So it's not like a microblade, but it looks like a microblade. So it's very, very similar. It will look like you got your brows microbladed, but it will only last for 2 weeks. And it's way cheaper than a microblade. So that is the thing.
And then we can come in and get our lashes extended.
Yes. And then I'm promising just a food environment, a lot of sanitation, a lot of amenities I got that I put together, like raffles and loyalty cards and things like that for clientele. So I really want to have people come check us out. That's the main goal for the girls.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, we are absolutely going to do everything in our power to get the word out. We're going, in terms of making people aware, we can't wait to the ribbon cutting this Sunday. Say that again.
I cannot wait. Thank you guys so much.
Well, I'm excited, and we got some surprise people coming just to be supportive and make sure you have the supports that you need, so that as a community, we can wrap our arms around you being successful. We don't need to say, oh, that girl's so young, she's not going to make it. What we need to say is, oh, that girl is so young, and we need to make sure she makes it. So we're going to challenge St. Louis to wrap their arms around you. We're going to challenge women to make appointments with you. We're going to challenge us to make certain that whatever you need to stay in business, that way 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, we can all say we contributed, helped, watched this young lady blossom into a full-grown entrepreneur that has been an entrepreneur all her life. So if anything, we need to make sure that the story continues to be told, that your one and only job was McDonald's, and that you continue to be an employer, because the important thing for entrepreneurs is to grow to become an employer, so that people are paying their mortgage, paying their car notes, and all of that through you. And so the fact that you're willing to take that on means that we've got to do everything we can to make sure that you make it. So we're looking forward to partnering with you to do that. So you want to give them the address of the shop, name, address, where they can find you, the hours of operation. Just let's give them the details.
Okay, so it's Major Beauty House, and we're located on 1218 Tam Avenue. That's TAMM Avenue. You will see the big Major Beauty House sign right there when you drive past. Also, the business hours are going to be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And that is 7 days a week. So you'll be able to come for lashes on your last minute Sundays as well. Because I already work 7 days a week. So I knew that would be different for St. Louis to be able to take walk-in. We're taking walk-ins as well. So that's great, because there's no lash shop doing that in St. Louis. It's taking walk-ins. So I'm very excited about that. I don't know how that's going to be for me, because I'm already overwhelmed with just appointment only. But, I want to make sure that these girls are happy and they're booked up and that their lives are changing. So anything possible.
I love it. How many ladies do you have working with you?
8. We have 8 girls.
8. Okay. 8. Does that mean your shop holds 8 chairs?
Yes, it does.
Stop. Shut the front door. I'm shocked. I can't wait to see it, but that is so impressive.
I think you're going to love it, because I'm excited about the cake. So that's my favorite part of the grand opening.
Oh, I can't wait to see the cake for that. Absolutely. So we want to make sure that we all support Black-owned businesses. We will absolutely do a blast out about your ribbon cutting. Get the special people there. Kaniya, we're very proud of you and excited to continue working with you to make certain that this is a success, because St. Louis needs you to be successful, and we're going to work and make certain that they understand that you're here to stay, and you're here to continue doing big things.
Thank you so much.
So thanks for taking a minute to talk to us, and we will see you on Sunday, lady.
I will see you on Sunday. I'm excited.
That's it. All right. Enjoy. Thank you all for tuning in.